A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Primetime News coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi concludes official visit to Sri Lanka, inaugurates several key projects during stay. Come back. President Anurakumara Dissanayake extends invitation for Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to return. Indo-Sri Lanka friendship is a strength for the world. A statement from Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Anti-Trump protests held in cities across the United States. Sirasa Vasanthodanya celebrated in Galnavar.
And now the stories in detail. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi concluded his three-day official visit to Sri Lanka this afternoon after taking part in the opening of several key development projects funded by Indian aid.
On the third and final day of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's official visit to Sri Lanka, he travelled to Anuradhapura. Upon his arrival, Prime Minister Modi was warmly received by a group including North Central Province Governor Vasantha Jinadasa, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijitha Herath, and Indian High Commissioner Santosh Jha. He then travelled in a special motorcade. Prime Minister Modi shared a photo on his X showing himself travelling along with President Anurakumara Dissanayake. The post was captioned, "With my friend in Anuradhapura." The Indian Prime Minister also visited the Jayashree Mahabodhi where he obtained blessings alongside President Anurakumara Dissanayake. Following his visit to the sacred site, Prime Minister Modi proceeded to Damaluwa, where he met with the Atamastanadipati and Chief Sanganayaka of Nura Kalavia, Most Venerable Dr. Pallegama Hemaratananayaka Thera, for a cordial discussion. The Prime Minister shared that relics of the Buddha were discovered in excavations conducted in his home state of Gujarat during the 1960s. He said that he would discuss with the President of Sri Lanka the possibility of exhibiting these sacred relics in Sri Lanka. Responding to a request made by the Atamastanadipati to develop Bodh Gaya as a spiritual city, Prime Minister Modi assured that he would take the necessary steps after discussions with President Anurakumara Dissanayake and work towards making it a reality. The Prime Minister also left a commemorative note in the special guest book at the site. He also formally inaugurated the newly constructed Makara Thorana within the Jayashree Mahabodhi premises. Chief incumbent of the Ruwan Valley Mahasaya Temple, Venerable Ithalavatunwave Gunatilaka Thera, and other Atamasthana Viharadipati Theras were also in attendance. Later, the upgraded Maho-Omanthe railway line and newly installed Maho-Anuradhapura railway signalling system were officially inaugurated by President Anurakumara Dissanayake and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The President of Sri Lanka and the Prime Minister of India jointly unveiled the commemorative plaque and launched the railway line and signalling system and gave the initial signal to depart the train. The upgraded Maho-Manthe railway line project was carried out with funding from the Indian Credit Line, totaling an investment of $91.27 million. The Maho-Anuradhapura railway signalling system, established as a result of President Anurukumara Dissanayaka's recent visit to India, was funded by the Indian government, amounting to $14.89 million. The event was attended by Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijay Herath, Minister of Trade, Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development Vasantha Samarasinghe, Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka Santosh Jha and others. A special state banquet was hosted yesterday at the President's house in Colombo by President Anurukumara Dissanayaka in honour of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය නරේන්ද්‍ර මෝදි මැතිතුමනි ඔබ ශ්‍රී ලංකා භූමියට
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you are no stranger to Sri Lanka. The bond you share with our nation is one we deeply value and cherish. We take great pride in India's remarkable journey, not only as a regional leader, but as a key player shaping the global landscape. As people known for our hospitality, we welcome all who visit with warmth and grace. Yet, it is our friends across the Park Strait who hold a special place in our hearts. We sincerely hope the people of India will continue to visit our beautiful island, a land of humble but warm-hearted people. Time and again, we always invite our friends to come again. Our hearts and arms are always open to you. We extend our heartfelt blessings to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, wishing him enduring health, continued prosperity for the Indian people and the deepening of the friendship and cooperation between our two countries.
උණුසුම් හදවතින් ආශිර්වාද කරමු.
ආයුබෝවන් වණක්කම් ජනාධිපති ජී ඔබගේ ආගන්තුක සත්කාරයට බොහෝම ස්තුතියි. Sri Lanka ආකාර
I'm truly grateful for the warm welcome I've received from the Sri Lankan people. The food and drinks have been wonderful, and I'm so happy with everything that's been provided. Sri Lanka, surrounded by the Indian Ocean, is a stunningly beautiful place. Sri Lanka and India share so much in common, especially when it comes to our history and faith. For example, it was our King Ashoka who helped spread Buddhism to Sri Lanka, and that's a bond that has only grown stronger over time. Places like Anuradhapura, Rameshwaram in India and Thirukoneshwaram are beautiful reminders of our shared culture. Both of our nations are blessed by Lord Buddha and the gods, and it's a blessing we carry with us. The food has been incredible. Dishes like hoppers and string hoppers were a real treat for my taste buds. President, the relationship between our two countries is truly a strength for the world. We've always supported Sri Lanka's progress, and that's because of the deep friendship and understanding between us. I'm confident that this bond will only grow stronger in the years ahead.
बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद.
The gathering at the banquet included Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasoorya, Indian Minister of External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar, Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Mishri, Santosh Jha, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, along with senior diplomats and others. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi concluded his 3-day official visit to Sri Lanka and departed for India this afternoon. He left from the Anuradhapura Air Force Base. In a heartfelt message shared on his X, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed deep gratitude to President Anurukumara Dissanayaka and the Sri Lankan government for their warm hospitality during his visit. The Prime Minister said his visit reaffirmed the deep cultural, spiritual and civilizational ties between the two nations. Posting on X, Prime Minister Modi also said he was blessed to have a look of the Ram Setu. He described it as a divine coincidence. It happened at the same time as the Surya Tilak was taking place in Ayodhya.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated new Pamban Bridge in Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu.
The Pamban Bridge is India's first vertical lift sea bridge. Spanning 2.1 kilometers, the Pamban Bridge is set to enhance rail connectivity between Pamban and Rameshwaram. It is expected to be fully operational by April 2025. The bridge's innovative design allows it to lift a height of 72.5 meters, ensuring the passage of ships and bolstering maritime and rail traffic in the region. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone for the project in November 2019, with construction commencing in February 2020. The inauguration, which coincides with the celebration of Ramanavami, symbolizes the completion of a vital infrastructure project for Tamil Nadu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also participated in a religious ceremony at the renowned Ramanatha Swami temple in Rameshwaram.
बिल्कुल और कुछ जानकारी आपको दे दें इन दृश्यों के जरिए
News First with the people.
Minister of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs Anand Vijaypala stressed that the government will take strong, continuous action against corruption, fraud and financial mismanagement.
ආණ්ඩු බලයට පත් වුණාට පස්සේ නීතිය සාධාරණ ක්‍රියාවේද වෙනවා කියලා අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා.
We truly believe that under this government, the law will be applied fairly to everyone. As politicians, we don't get involved directly in these matters. But the message from the government is clear. If someone is guilty of a crime, whether it's fraud, corruption or misusing public funds, they will be held accountable. This isn't just a policy. It's something we are committed to. We can't build a society where the rule of law truly matters if we keep allowing bribery and corruption to go unchecked. Our job is to fix that, starting now. This is what the people expect from us, and it's what we'll keep working toward.
Former Minister S.M. Chandrasena said he is heartbroken by the imprisonment of his wife and brother.
I'm truly heartbroken by the imprisonment of my wife and brother. But despite this, I will not step away from my political work. I've always believed in the independence of the judiciary. For the past 24 years, I worked to support the laws passed by Parliament that govern our justice system. When the court made its decision, the judge mentioned that if anyone wasn't satisfied with the verdict, they could appeal. That's exactly what we are doing now. We've sought relief from the High Court and the Appeal Court. I know that in times like this, people tend to mock, criticize and slander us. But honestly, this isn't something that's happened only to our family. Many politicians go through similar challenges. In politics or really in any field, there are always bumps along the way. We shouldn't laugh or make light of a decision like this just because it's difficult. Life, as they say, has its ups and downs. Everyone faces their share of hard times.
Newsfirst, main sponsor.
Tokyo Super, all of it super.
කන්තලේ මධ්‍ය මහාවිද්‍යාලීය ක්‍රීඩාංගණයට අප්‍රේල් 19 දවස පුරා අවුරුදු සිරියෙන් පුරවන්න ඔයාලත් එන්න.
අවුරුදු කුමරා කුමරිය බයිසිකල් ධාවන තරගය
උරුපැදීමේ තරගය සහ ජන ක්‍රීඩා රසක් සමග
කුරුණෑගල බැජී සංගීතයට ජනප්‍රිය ගායක ගායිකාවන් ගී ගයන
නැගෙන හිරට අවුරුදු
අප්‍රේල් 19 වනදා දවස පුරා
කන්තලේ මැදි විදුහල ක්‍රීඩාංගණයේදී.
Welcome back. Here with News First. A fire broke out yesterday at an event venue in Castle Street, Colomborate, causing significant damage to the property. Nobody was injured in the incident.
The fire broke out early this morning during an Aurudha Kumara Kumariya competition of a Sinhala and Tamil New Year celebration.
දැන් අපි ඇතුලේ ඒ වෙලාවේ ෆොටෝ ගහලා මාත් හිටියේ කවර් කරගෙන එකපාරට අර පැත්තෙන් එළියක් එනවත් එක්කම තමයි අපි මේ පැත්ත බලත් ඇවිලෙනවා හිතරේ දැක්කේ අපි කට්ටියම එකපාරට ඔක්කොම ඉතින් මේ කෑ ගහගෙන එළියට ආව බස් ගායට.
Social media footage showed the flames quickly spreading throughout the venue. The fire brigade arrived shortly afterward and managed to douse the fire. No one was injured in the fire. However, several items, including sound equipment, LED screens and the stage, were severely damaged. Police conducted an inspection of the scene this morning. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
National People's Power parliamentarian representing the Kegol district, Kosala Nuwan Jaivira, has passed away. National People's Power parliamentarian representing the Kegol district was passed away following sudden illness. His remains are currently at the Karanawala Base Hospital.
The local government election Sri Lanka 2025.
The Election Commission said ballot papers for postal voting will be dispatched for only 140 local government bodies.
Ballot papers for postal voting will be dispatched for only 114 local government bodies on the 8th of April. Ballot papers for the remaining 225 local government bodies has been delayed due to the ongoing court proceedings. The decision was reached during a meeting of the Election Commission held this morning. Postal voting for the local government election is scheduled for the 22nd, 23rd and 24th of April. Voters who are unable to cast their votes on those dates will have the opportunity to do so on the 28th and 29th of April.
Moving on to news overseas, tens of thousands of protesters flooded the streets of major U.S. cities to oppose the device policies of President Donald Trump in the largest demonstration since his return to the White House.
Opponents of US President Donald Trump and his advisor billionaire Elon Musk have joined rallies across the United States to protest against the administration's actions to overhaul the government and expand presidential authority.
Stand tall in every state. Stand tall in truth. Stand tall.
More than 1,200 rallies dubbed Hands Off were scheduled, with organizers anticipating the largest single-day mobilization opposing the administration's recent initiatives. Protest sites included the National Mall in Washington, D.C. and locations in all 50 U.S. states. Organizers estimated more than 250,000 people participated nationwide.
We shall overcome.
I find what is happening in our government so appalling and so immoral. I mean, that's really why I feel like I need to be here.
I finally reached a breaking point. I couldn't take it anymore. Actually, I probably win the long distance award. I came here from Hawaii.
Look at our country. It's embarrassing, like genuinely embarrassing to be like an American right now.
Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
According to reports, Trump has angered many Americans by moving aggressively to downsize the government, unilaterally impose conservative values and sharply pressure even friendly countries over borders and trade, causing stock markets to tank.
Stand up like that. Stand up like that.
Let's try it again. I think that's a really, really good one.
The death toll from the major earthquake in Myanmar has risen above 3,300 as the United Nations aid chief made a renewed call for the world to help the disaster-struck nation.
The magnitude 7.7 earthquake that struck the Southeast Asian nation on the 28th of March resulted in 3,354 deaths and 4,508 people injured, with 220 others missing. The new toll was announced after the country's military government chief, Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, returned from a rare foreign trip to a regional summit in Bangkok on Friday. The United Nations top aid official met with victims in the central Myanmar city of Mandalay, situated close to the epicenter and now grappling with severe damage across the city, and described the destruction as staggering.
Pope Francis made his first public appearance since being discharged from hospital 2 weeks ago after treatment for double pneumonia, entering St. Peter's Square at the Vatican today to greet crowds.
Pope Francis, who is 88, had been out of public view since the 23rd of March, when he had given a short greeting before leaving Rome's Gemelli Hospital after more than 5 weeks of treatment in the most serious health crisis of his 12-year papacy. The Pope, in a previously unannounced move, came out to the square shortly before noon at the end of the celebration of a Mass for the Catholic Church's Jubilee year. In front of the main altar for the service, he waved to applauding crowds before briefly talking. Speaking in a frail voice while receiving oxygen via a small hose under his nose, he said, quote-unquote, "Happy Sunday to everyone."
Buona domenica a tutti. Grazie tante.
A message prepared by the Pope and released by the Vatican said he felt the caring touch of God. Pope Francis usually offers a weekly noontime prayer in St. Peter's Square on Sundays, but he has not been able to do this since the 9th of February before going to hospital.
The Sirasa Vasantudana, a highly anticipated celebration of Sri Lankan culture, kicked off today in Galnava, making the beginning of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year festivities. This vibrant event brought people together to celebrate the rich traditions and spirit of Sri Lanka, offering a perfect mix of fun, culture and community.
The Sirasa Vasantodana started today at the Mahavali grounds in Galnava, bringing the spirit of Sri Lankan culture to life. This year, the Sirasa Vasantodana is all about celebrating Rajarata and honouring the hard-working farmers of the Mahavali Edge zone who harvest the rice that feeds our nation. The opening ceremony was full of energy, with a colourful procession of children welcoming the guests with excitement and cheer. The event was attended by many, including resident project manager of Mahavali Zone, Kalyana Kumara, Deputy Director General at the Mahavali Authority, Himali Yalinga, Galnava Divisional Secretary GMKR Priyadarshana, Galnava Police OIC Rohan Munasingha, Galnava Pradeshia Sabha Secretary KVN Priyadarshana, Group Director of Capital Maharaja Group Shevan Daniel, Chief Operating Officer of MTV Channel Private Limited Yasarat Kamal Siri, Director at Sirasa TV Chamika Roshan, Director at Sirasa TV Dharmashri Bandara, Channel Head of Newsfirst Suranga Sena Naika, and Operations Director at Stein Studios Ajit Veerasurya.
We've always been a channel that wants to give back to the country. We believe in representing and celebrating our culture. Our management has always guided us in that direction. I truly feel that this Vasantudana is a great opportunity to take that responsibility even further.
Just like every year, this time too, both private and government organizations came together to make the Sirasa Vasantudana a true celebration of Sri Lankan culture. A wonderful mix of local and foreign people came together to make this year's Sirasa Vasantodana truly memorable.
As the
Maharaja Media Network, our theme has been Let's Renew Ourselves with the New Year. Our culture has been shaped to secure a better future for us. We must focus on the future and consider how we can conquer the world. That is the essence of our true culture. Many believe that sustainable development is a creation of the Western world. But if we take a closer look, the concept of sustainability actually originated in our region, particularly within the reservoir-based kingdoms. The reservoirs built 2,000 to 3,000 years ago continue to serve our people today. They are still thriving. This is our culture, and this culture carries a powerful message to the world. I believe the world has much to learn from our culture, especially in the realm of sustainable development. If we preserve our culture, it in turn will protect us.
ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් අපේ සංස්කෘතියයි. අපි අපේ සංස්කෘතිය ආරක්ෂා කරොත් අපේ සංස්කෘතිය විසින් අපිව ආරක්ෂා වේ.
Cycling events and races across the village were also part of the Sirasa Vasanta Udanaya. The people enjoyed classic New Year games like tug of war, the Sri Lankan pillow fight known as Kottapora, and Kanamutti Bindima, a fun game where participants, blindfolded, try to break a hanging clay pot. There were also competitions like placing the eye on the elephant and coconut scraping, which kept the crowd engaged and entertained. A key highlight of the festival was the rowing and swimming competitions held at Kalawava, a significant water source in the Rajarata region. The Sri Lankan Life Saving Association were the official water safety and life saving unit for the event. The highly anticipated competition for Aurudu Kumariya took place, drawing hundreds of women, all dressed in stunning traditional attire, as they vied for the coveted Sirasa Vasanta Aurudu Kumariya title.
Magic Vasanta Kumariya Lesa Kirulu Paladine Anka Visi.
Nimsara Sandipani was crowned Sirasa Vasanta Kumariya 2025. The selection of the best farmer was also held in a display of friendly competition and a celebration of rural Sri Lankan life.
Sirasa Vasanta Udane Mahagovia Lesa Tora Patwane Nandana Prematilaka Hamutegama Sita.
The Sirasa Vasanta Udane will continue through the night, featuring more performances by popular singers, promising to make it an unforgettable event. And with that, we wrap up tonight's news. Good night.